What's up, guys? It's Jughead here, just a down-to-earth guy trying to bring you all some down-to-earth content. Welcome to my Let's Watch Mob Psycho 100 series. Today, we're going to be watching episode 1, titled Self-Proclaimed Psychic, Reigen Arataka And Mob. Now, that's a long title, and I hope I said every word in there correctly, but you heard that right. I am not watching Hunter x Hunter today. I am starting a new Let's Watch series, Mob Psycho 100, and I'm doing that because I want to start branching out to other animes. I feel like I have enough Hunter x Hunter episodes under my belt to now be able to appropriately judge, critique other animes, or at least I have enough of Hunter x Hunter to use as my gold standard, I guess, right now. And I just want to start watching more animes. I want to start bringing more content to the channel. And I looked up animes that are similar to Hunter x Hunter. So like articles or Reddit posts or whatever, that if I typed in something like, if you enjoy Hunter x Hunter, these are animes you'll like too. And Mob Psycho was high on the list. Other ones were high on the list as well, but I figured I'll start up with Mob Psycho because from the animation style that I saw, as well as the fact that it's a limited run series, not many episodes. I know there's a second season that came out recently, but the fact that this is only going to be like a dozen or so episodes, and then I'm done with the show, and then I get to season 2. Same thing with, is it Death Note, is that where it's only like 10 episodes? That's another show that I want to get into soon because, again, I want to branch off and bring more content to the channel, and that it's a quick series that I can get out of the way. Not get out of the way because I don't want to insult it, but that I can watch, enjoy, while also supplementing that with my Hunter x Hunter series, which is my longest series because there's what, 150 plus episodes to that. So yeah, that's pretty much why I'm going to be starting Mob Psycho 100 right now. So without further ado, let's get right into the episode. So let's watch Mob Psycho 100 episode 1. Now, as it is and as it will be for all of my Let's Watch series, all of my Let's Play series, anything that I bring to the channel, I always go into it completely blind. For Mob Psycho 100, I have no idea what the plot is. I have no idea who the characters are. I know absolutely nothing, and that's how I love going into everything. So expect me to be a lost puppy for this episode especially. Maybe episode 2, maybe a couple more episodes, because it takes a while for my brain juices to get flowing and the neurons to fire in the mishappen expanses of this skull of mine. So yeah, don't be annoyed or irritated with me if you're a fan of the show, because I'm gonna be a lost puppy for a while. But I think that's where my in-depth, long conversational discussions help me, because I get to unwrap it and you guys get to see where I'm at. So let's just go in 3, 2, 1. Man, my hands are pale. Let's go. So, it was impossible, as I can assume all of you have experienced, that it's impossible to find HD anime that's also not dubbed and doesn't have shitty subtitles. I'm paying attention, by the way. I'm also talking. As in, I found Mob Psycho 100 on HBO Max. I was like, fuck yes, I get to watch it in HD and on HBO Max. This is what I paid the subscription for. It's dubbed in English, and it was annoying. I was so disappointed. Then I find like 4 anime. Subtitles suck, and it's not HD. So I'm like, screw it. I'm just doing what I should have done a long time ago. I'm subscribing to Crunchyroll. So boom, this is what we're on. Worth it for the $8 a month. And I'm also paying attention to this. The animation style on this kicks ass so far. This is an acid trip and a half. Got some, don't be mad at this, but it kind of has Rick and Morty vibes with just how like supernatural it is and so colorful and wonky, or vice versa. Rick and Morty has Mob Psycho 100 vibes, but either way, or Jimi Hendrix vibes, because what the fuck was that I just saw on my screen? Or like, what is that? some Pink Floyd vibes almost. But yeah. Oh, also I'm a dumbass. Mob Psycho 100, just realized, like, why is there numbers? It's gonna go to 100. And this is where I'm guessing is when shit gets real at number 100. Like that. So I'm excited. I have no idea what's going on. Hopefully the subtitles aren't annoying in this, and then I can put them in that nice comfy box. Okay, cool. Believe it or not, the world is filled with strange phenomena that science is yet to explain. Sounds exactly like the intro to Hunter x Hunter. And when people come face to face with them, they're hopelessly thrown into the dark depths of fear. Yeah, those scare me. But there are those who fight it every day to shine a ray of hope through that chaotic darkness. I like this animation style. It's very simple. They call them psychics. Reigen Arataka. Okay, that's the first character we know. Damn, she ugly as hell. I already know I'm not going to be able to take this guy seriously. There's a course. Option A, the trial course gets you 20%. Serious course gets you 50%. Refers to a friend and reduction in spirit. So the first two don't guarantee it. Yeah, I already know this is going to be the comic relief character. So, Reigen Arataka. Spirits in such consultation office. Nice. Dude, the way they animate these people, these two are fugly. Okay, Taro and what was her name? This is shady. Oh, Hanako and Taro. And hopefully I said Reigen Arataka correctly. Who would believe a stupid story like having nightmares about ghosts? Ooh, it reminds me of Leorio when he gets mad. Yep. This is the one thing I did read about this show, is that the sense of humor and the comic relief in this show is great, and that's what I love. That's what I like about Hunter x Hunter 2. When you can have a super entertaining, like legit quality show that has its seriousness, but it makes me laugh, the best. And has animation like that. Oh my god. Oh, sure. Got the wrong spirit. This guy's not a psychic, I'm guessing. This guy's the actual fraud. I actually love the animation style in it. It's also always keeping you on your toes. It's very fast-paced. Ooh, that purple animation style, just like butt chin. I can't get over how ugly these two people are. I hope I don't have to see them after this. Oh, uwu. So uwu. Heard of a man who saw a cockroach. Jumped so high his head went through the ceiling and he died. Ah. Cockroaches. That would be me, because cockroaches, and all bugs for that matter, are disgusting. We got all serious now. Is he actually a psychic? Let's see. He sounds serious. Okay, he's a pussy. Even though that would be me too. Yeah, there's no way, man. Total fraud. Yo, that's badass. That's cool. That's badass. That was cool. Evil Spirit Ceiling Crasher. Hey, he looks like a chill guy. You know, he can't believe he actually found the spirit. Salt Splash. Nah, you gotta use special salt. Yeah, purified salt. I've watched Supernatural before. Sam and Dean. The bros. Ooh, call the ultimate weapon. Ah, he's gonna be calling the person that's actually a psychic. Now, this is the guy who has to mean business. Ooh, Mob. That's our main protagonist then. Mob Psycho 100? Dope. Okay. So Reigen Arataka and Mob, nickname I'm guessing, is the actual main character of the show. Ugh, gross. Yo. Yeah, see, when you're walking in like that, look at the fit, sharp as ever, and literally glowing. Beatles haircut, no way you aren't taken seriously with a haircut like that. And you just do this. And effortlessly, dead face, doing that. Briefcase in hand. What did I just watch? Kageyama Shigeo, also known as Mob. Yeah, I'm just gonna call him Mob. You know? Okay, so he's the student of the fraud. And the protagonist of the story. Thank you, omnipotent narrator. Ooh, damn. Don't summon him on such short notice. He's a busy man, or busy kid. He looks like a kid. What is this? I thought we already got the intro. What is this? Does the show have 2 intros? I'm confused. Another acid trip. I love this animation stuff. So that's our main protagonist. And this song slaps. I'm liking this. But I don't want to watch this every single episode. Unless it changes every episode. But yeah, look at this. This is like... If you have epilepsy, are you able to watch this? There's just so much going on, dude. This is like sensory overload. I got Doom-style guitar in my ears. I'm looking at every color in the visible spectrum. A broccoli? What am I watching, dude? I feel like I'm gonna have ADHD after this. Bruh. So is that who Mob turns into? That looks like who Mob turns into. Like it's almost like a second identity. Like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type thing. Or like a Yu-Gi-Oh! When Yugi had his like innocent self and then his like badass self. Right? Yeah, get his commission. Right, he did all the work. Okay, is this a kid? So, also not quite. So, does everybody think he's an actual master? He's just faking it? Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. True. Great power comes great responsibility. Shout out to Ben. You want to use your psychic powers against other people. Ooh. Progress towards Mob's explosion. Did that say 22%? What the hell? Oh, he actually has parents. Shigeo. So I can either call him Shigeo or Mob. Ritsu? Ah, don't be doing that. Parents are so annoying when they do that. Nissan. Oh, okay, okay. He sounds nice. Okay, Mom, fuck you. Stop being such a tight ass. Okay, so his brother is Ritsu or something? I don't know. Seasoning City Salt Middle School. Okay, so he's in middle school. Ah, everybody else looks ugly except for that girl. My man. After the ladies. Ubomi-chan's as cute. I don't know how to say these names, man. I don't know. Kageyama. Come on, dude. You're in Math 1. Hey, it's Leorio. Dude, there's nothing more embarrassing than not knowing the answer in math class. Like, why is it always like, if you don't know the answer in history class, it's fine. Nobody expects you to know history. Chemistry, physics, fine. But when it's math, and you fuck up a fraction or something, you feel like the biggest fucking moron. So Reigen, is Reigen his first name or is Arataka his first name? Either way, this guy's just exploiting a little teenage kid for work. Okay, explosion 25%. So does it grow if he becomes more annoyed or more emotionally compromised? Tornado Tunnel. Famous haunted place. Cool. Always had some shady stories. Well, that's what you get for doing a test of courage. You lost. Huge group accident. Ah, shit. Damn, nobody else on the bus? Betchy, creepy, sus. More than 20 people died at once? Or is the more he uses his powers, the more it goes up? Because something about the way he stressed the hatred in all those people, like, does he absorb that energy? I'm confused. Well, I should be confused. Like, why should I know everything at this point in time? Everything's going to be speculation and guessing. The new star of the paranormal world shall clean this place up. Yeah, sure. Give me you 10 seconds before you go call Shigeo. Yeah, Scooby-Doo run. Yeah. Okay, the animation style I love in this. Very powerful spirit further down. Haunted spots end up being fake. So yeah, this guy just thinks that Arataka is an actual master. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, go in there alone. Does Shigeo have a personality, or is he always going to have that deadpan, like, straight face? Which I guess is appropriate for the dichotomy between the two characters. Like in Hunter x Hunter, you wouldn't want to have two Leorios or two Kurapikas or two Gons. You want to fit each personality type, so I guess that's what it does here. You're getting both sides of the coin. You get to my... Dude, this guy's ego, man. This guy's imposter syndrome. Are we about to see some intense stuff? Oh god. Bruh, what the hell? Yeah, speed walk. Damn. Genie in a bottle type. Dude, evil spirit boss. What the hell? Oh, Mario Kart action. Good job. Jesus. One lone banana. What is going on? Dude, I cannot get over how cool this animation style is. Bro. Nice ass. Because you got Shigeo behind him. Yeah, genius psychic, okay. Gonna throw more salt at him? Dude, it's like someone drawing in colored pencil and marker. Like the... little tadpole. Yeah, now that he's a little small fry like this. Oh, bro. Ooh, is he gonna be a friend? That would be dope. Keep him. I would keep him. Dude, shut up. Dude, keep him. He's cool. He does look like a little sperm, but he's actually kind of cool. Oh. Dude, you're the con artist, dude. Oh yeah, he would know, right? Dude, I would keep him. Little collection, you know? Like the Ghostbusters. Hey, I want to see what's gonna happen. We just happened to slip on a banana peel. Oh, Jesus Christ. Nah, he's cool. Shigeo's bullin'. He's chillin', dude. He's got the fresh white kicks on. 0 creases. Nothing can stop him. Unless the other spirit has some black Air Force Ones on, it's all good. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the hell is that? Dude, the kid didn't even care that he just got 8. Why is his name Mob? Uh-oh. What's going on? Is he reaching 100? Or is he just powering up? I really need to understand this dynamic more. Bruh. This man's entering some ethereal realm, bruh. Dude. Dude, you gotta be... Wasn't very powerful. Yo, who the hell is he, dude? Is he the chosen one? Ah, the humility. Dude. He's annoying. Yeah, let him pass it. So emotional. You can pass on. Don't keep him. Let him pass on. Nice. Is this the end of the episode? Yay! He's doing good. Bye-bye to the next world. Nice. So the credits play as the episode's still going. Okay. So I'm going to have to mute the last few episodes of each episode so I don't get copyright claim. Good to know. Yeah, why didn't you do anything? Didn't I tell you? Leave the small fry to you? Ah, right. You did say him so... Oh, well, wouldn't that be the case? He's so powerful that everybody's gonna be not that big of a deal to him? So, interesting. Where are you going? Ooh, aw, dude, ramen sounds so good right now. Ah, I'm so sad there's not a lot of good ramen places in Chicago, surprisingly. You would think there are, but no. Reboot. What's going on? Is this next episode? I'm confused. Am I? Ah, okay, so I'm looking at what's going to happen in episode 2. Cool. So, let's discuss. Before I discuss, in fact, I'm just going to say I just realized my camera and my recording software did not have auto white balance on, so I can only imagine how pasty white and how cold the video looked before this transition to discussion, and now I actually look alive and have some color to my face, so I'm just hoping when I edit this video I can bring in some sort of life back to my body, because having no white balance is bad, but we're just going to go ahead and discuss. So, episode 1 of a brand new series bringing to the channel, Mob Psycho 100. A lot to discuss. I think there's always going to be the most amount to discuss in the first episode, because I'm not only going over the plot, but I'm going over all of the ideas that are in my head, more on a conceptual level, more so just as opposed to like deep diving specifically into the episode itself. So, right off the bat, before I even get into my discussing and analyzing of the plot and everything, I have to say, the animation style in this show is absolutely fucking insane. The visuals are like so sick, trippy, and like almost hallucinogenic, I want to say. It's so simple, like literally looks like watercolor mixed with colored pencil sketching, but like so colorful and impactful and like present on the screen, like can do so much with that art style. Like the artist didn't want to spend too many hours like perfecting each frame. Kind of makes it more real in that way, because it's not so polished and clean. It has like not gritty, but kind of just like, I don't know, kind of keeps that edge to it. Has some nuanced similarities to Hunter x Hunter, but really I can tell already this is like an art style in its own lane, a league of its own. But I greatly appreciate both art styles from both shows. This style wouldn't work in Hunter x Hunter, and then conversely vice versa, Hunter x Hunter's art style wouldn't work in this show, you know. I don't know how to word it, but like how both shows really know how to sh- uh, show the speed and the force of actions throughout the animation. Like you feel it in the art. Like it almost doesn't feel 2D. Like you can feel what's going on, or you can sense momentum, inertia, acceleration, speed, force. I don't really know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe it without sounding like I'm high. But maybe somebody in the comments way smarter than I knows what I'm trying to say and can put it into words better. If anybody is a big fan of Pink Floyd, you'll know what I'm talking about. Or if not, you can look them up to see what I'm saying. But the art style reminds me a lot of Pink Floyd's different album arts, tour programs, music videos, especially their stage animations. Like if you just look up Pink Floyd art style, Pink Floyd, The Wall animations, Gerald Scarfe, who was the artist for much of their work, and he had this kind of art style too. It's just as trippy as the art is here, especially the intro. So, like when I see the art in Mob Psycho, I initially think of something like that. Um, I'm glad the two main characters we see are initially like immediately likable. That's always good. You meet Reigen Arataka, and right away you know he's gonna be the comic relief guy, the one who takes the edge off. You know, keeps the tone and the vibe balanced. Like he's the one. He's on one side of the spectrum, and then you meet Shigeo or Mob, as I'm just gonna call him, the main protagonist, and he's just this straight face, lack of personality type character where I believe we'll just get the more serious aspects of the show from, and it all meets in the middle. Of course, that's subject to change as more characters come into play, and how those characters tip the scales in either direction. But right now, the scale is pretty balanced because both of them are on opposite sides of the spectrum. Um, Another thing I do appreciate, I appreciate like this is so key and crucial for everything, TV shows, movies, whatever. I appreciate how the humor is very present and front forward in a way where like I hate work when writers and the show itself try to take themselves too seriously, or they don't take themselves seriously enough. Like but where the humor is like they understand it, like they get it. Like I'm sure this show will have its serious moments and be intellectual as well, possibly. But I really appreciate it when writers have a dope quality sense of humor. They know how and when to put in comic relief. Like they just get it. It's like how like in your own friend groups, like he's the funny guy. He knows funny. He's none of his jokes are forced. He's not trying to be funny. He's just funny. Like you almost like he could be a comedian because he knows comedic timing. He knows how to set things up. He knows when to throw that punchline in or how to say it or exactly the sentence. Stuff like that. Like that's how I think of comedy in my mind. Um but that's what I like. I can already see the writers get it in this show. That's what Hunter x Hunter gets really well, but in a different way. This seems more edgy, almost, but both are able to genuinely make me laugh and smile and just find things actually funny. Whereas most shows and movies are just I don't know, forced, pandering, just like cringy is the biggest word, and just they just force the humor where it doesn't belong. Like humor and comic relief, I can confidently say is what I critique most in everything, and I have like zero tolerance for um when it's bad, like high fucking standards when it comes to that. Like god damn, were like the new Star Wars movies so fucking cringy, and I'm the biggest Star Wars fan. And a lot of the new Marvel films as well, were like that. A lot of the older ones were. I don't know what it is, like if the culture itself makes it that way. Um, I can't actually remember the last live action film that wasn't expressly a comedy that like so more so a drama that generally made me laugh. But both Hunter x Hunter so far and Mob Psycho both have made me genuinely chuckle, laugh, and honestly say in my mind, okay, that's funny. So, um, yeah, getting those two things out of the way of what I appreciate. What I can initially gather what the show is about, if we're going to actually get into discussing plot, analyzing, reviewing, critiquing. To initially gather what the show is about, there are mysterious, scary ass things out there in the world, and only a select few are able to fight such beings, and they're called psychics. Kind of similar how Hunter x Hunter sets up the show in the beginning with their own intro and describes the show in the beginning like there are beasts, monsters, mysterious locations, um hidden treasures all around the world, and those capable of taking on those feats are called hunters. So psychics are blessed with supernatural abilities that allow them to combat these phenomena, um and bring peace to the world in a way, or combat the darkness with light in a way. um, First character we meet is Arataka Reigen. Now, I assume it is, but is Japan similar to China and Korea in that family names traditionally come first before first names, except for those who switch to Western culture? So is Reigen his first name and Arataka is his last name? Um, but in Japanese culture, well, not culture, better yet, customs, I guess, aren't first names not even really used? Like, it's considered disrespectful. So you're referred to most by your last name. So even though Arataka is his last name, he's still called Arataka instead of Raijin. Um, I think somebody educate me in case I'm wrong here, but throughout the episode they were calling him Arataka, but I don't know how they're setting up the names in the show, if it's the traditional Japanese form where last name first followed by the first name, or if it's westernized, and it's first name, last name. So just tell me which one is his name, which okay. What should I call him, or what is he guess most likely going to be called? And also educate me on the culture and customs of Japan too. I'm interested in that as well. Um, I'm just going to call him Arataka. He owns Spirit and Such Consultation, which is an office specializing in helping those suffering from the presence of spirits, ghosts, etc. But he isn't actually a powerful master psychic. He's a master manipulator and con artist, a fraud, however whatever other noun you want to attach to that synonym. You can just tell almost immediately this guy's full of shit, which is funny. Um, Arataka is talking to Hanako, the girl, who comes into the office because she needs Arataka to exercise a spirit, either like in her build. I don't know if she said her apartment or whatever. And Arataka is offering her all these different kinds of deals. Promotion A does this, B does this, C does this, all these kinds of deals and promotions, just trying to get her money, whilst also not promising he can actually remove the spirit, claiming even for a master psychic like himself, doing so is a hard task. Um, Hanako's boyfriend is there too, Taro, thinks he actually knows, or like big suspicion that Arataka is sus as hell. He smells something mad fishy here. Does not stop Arataka of being a phony, and it's just a cool back and forth, not cool but funny back and forth that they're going on, because you're getting an idea of Arataka's character, but they're keeping it lighthearted and funny and keeping you entertained. So they're like killing two birds with one stone. If you can do two things at once better than one thing at once, do that. Um, and then that progresses more because like the whole scene on the street showing how theatrical Arataka is in order to play off that character of his and his grand lie. That was super entertaining and genuinely funny again. The exchange he has between the two of them trying to give excuses to his mistakes and his idiocy while the boyfriend just gets more and more annoyed by him. Really, again, really gives light and laughter to his personality and the archetype of his character. You're learning more about him, but you're having fun as well. Um, though I do hope to see a different side to Arataka, though, as well. I hate when characters get pigeonholed or become too, um, not but or become one dimensional because writers can't or don't want to branch a character, or um, um, dynamically flesh them out or like make them a multi-dimensional character. I don't want Arataka to be the one I know I'll never be able to take seriously, or come to find while watching that there's little to like no depth to his character because the writers insist on keeping characters in their lanes and they insist on Arataka just being the funny guy, the comic relief guy, the shtick guy. I don't want that. That would get old fast. Carrying on with the story though, we do finally get to Hanako's place, and to everybody's surprise, even Arataka's, the spirit shows up right in front of them. Again, the art direction is like so cool here. Like the perfect art style to convey the spirit or the ghost in that little sequence when the ominous figure enlarged behind Taro and Hanaka and the face that emerged and threatened to haunt their dreams. It again reminded me of Pink Floyd so much, or like a creepier Van Gogh painting come to life, or like Edvard Munch's The Scream painting. I'm sure you know that for sure. So we see the spirit emerge. He is called the Ceiling Crasher because that's an unfortunate name to have since he died by crashing his head into the ceiling after seeing the cockroach. Spirit didn't seem that scary though. Again, probably the art style. But he looked like a chill guy, you know? Like how can you be afraid of a spirit with green poofy hair like that? Um and the spirit's just chilled. The spirit just stood and waited for Arataka to make his phone call, like super considerate of him to do that, you know? Arataka like tries to throw salt at the spirit, but it's just some regular table salt, so it don't do a damn thing. Like even I know it has to be purified salt. Supernatural is like one of my favorite shows of all time. Sam and Dean forever. Gotta keep hella salt bags and salt filled shotgun shells on deck at all times. Your holy water, your whatever. Again, the spirit's just chilling patiently as Artaka decides he needs to call in his ultimate weapon, who we learn is a person, and that person is Mob. Now, Artaka is the guy who ain't shit and can't do shit, so we know Mob is going to be the guy who means business. This is the real deal right here. Kids dressed in a full suit. Like, what kid dresses in a suit other than someone trying to send a message or hold a vibe? Walks in and he's literally glowing, and he's got a George Harrison Beatles haircut from 1965. Only bad motherfuckers got a haircut like that because they got that confidence. They don't give a fuck. Plus, he's got a briefcase, okay? He keeps that thing on him. So the look is just complete. He's vibing. You know this is the man right here. Walks into the room, just looks at the spirit, puts his hand out like talk to the hand, and vaporizes that spirit with no effort at all. Um, can also tell Mob, I'm guessing, will be the, like how I said, Mob is going to be the opposite of Arataka, balancing out the scales, as I said, the deadpan, expressionless face, not much in terms of personality as opposed to Arataka. Again, like I said with Arataka, I hope this isn't how it will remain throughout the show. Stuff like that gets tiring really fast, and the shtick gets old kind of fast. This episode was very heavy with it, so maybe they tone it down in the future, and I'll be happy if that's the case. Because thinking of Hunter x Hunter, if Kurapika was only ever the wise one, never displaying his combat ability and the reason why he's in the Kurta clan, that wouldn't be cool. If Lurio was always the emotional, unhinged one, that would get old. If Kahlua was always the cocky, unstoppable kid, that would get predictable. And if Gon never exposed his emotional side, he wouldn't be as dynamic a character as he is. And especially, like, take Hisoka. Imagine if he was just the bloodlust killer with none of the motives or ideologies behind his actions that he has that we've learned. Like, how dull would that be? That's why they're all such interesting characters, and I hope this show and these characters, along with all the other new faces we'll get along the way in upcoming episodes, they evolve in the same way. Um, I think this episode was purposely heavy-handed, maybe in that regard, just so you get the idea of the hierarchy structure between the two of them. Arataka's on top, and Mob is below him, and to be aware that Arataka is the manipulative one taking advantage of Mob, which you see when Mob asks him why he was even called to deal with such a weak spirit in the first place, and that Arataka could have or should have been able to handle himself like no problem, to which Arataka just explains that he's the teacher, he leaves the weak spirits to the student because he's too powerful, or else he would just end up destroying and melting everything in his path. So fast forward, what came after that? There was that thing before they meet up. Oh yeah, you see Mob at home with his family eating dinner at the table, which is nice to see a protagonist that has a home life, let alone a family, um, both parents and a sibling. Because if I'm correct, that's not very common in fictional storytelling or anime. It's also even more interesting that they're aware of his powers and don't really make a big deal out of it. Like, it's the complete opposite of almost all superhero archetypes, comics, or films, in which superheroes hide their abilities and keep their real names separate from their alter ego identities. Like, most notably, Spider Man, Batman, Superman, especially the X Men, where mutants are seen as foes that are like hyper politicized and they hide their abilities mostly in order to just stay alive. Obviously, the exceptions to that are like Captain America and Iron Man, most notably, because um they let go of their alter egos and just like everybody, like in the comics, and everybody knows Iron Man is Tony Stark. Everybody knows Captain America who he is, but here, it's interesting because the general public are aware that psychics exist, and they promote them as they hire their services to help them exorcise demon spirits, ghosts, whatever. So it's accepted, and it's a cultural norm that there are those in existence with these supernatural abilities, and I guess just hope that they're only used for good. Because Arataka does tell Mob over the phone to remember what he told him, only use his powers for good. As in, just like with Spider Man, great power comes great responsibility. So Mob's family is aware of his abilities because while eating dinner, Mob is like daydreaming or zoning out and just not paying attention, and he bends his spoon with his mind without even meaning to. And they make more of a fuss about ruining their silverware than anything else, and the mother's just complaining about the father and the brother spoiling him. So it's nice to see he has what we can see here as being a nice, calm household, or at least a family dynamic, which is, again, to me, from what I know, is kind of rare in the storytelling, um, usually. So in this, we also learn that his name is Shigeo Kageyama, and I'm guessing his name is Shigeo because his brother's name is Ritsu Kageyama. So I'll be calling him either Mob or Shigeo from now on. The day we see Mob's got the hots for a girl at school too. Like, okay, okay. I what's her name? Uh, Subomi, I think her name was. Um, yeah, but just like the funny imagery I think was meant to be shown of like every other girl looking ugly as hell, but he's like tunnel visioned on his crush, and his crush was just looking pretty as ever, and he's like mad swooning over her. So maybe some love interest um will gonna happen, who knows? Show off some of them powers, you know? Girls like bad boys, even if you're only supposed to use the powers for good. Um we see he goes to middle school. So I was right that he is indeed just a kid. Well, what's middle school again? I know that sounds like a stupid question, but just to get an idea of his age, because I'm in America and from Chicago, and here, just as like people either say pop or soda, sneakers or shoe or gym shoes, things like that, I never called it middle school, and actually have never even heard it be called middle school here. I went to preschool when I was 4, kindergarten when I was 5, which I don't know why people here think of kindergarten and call kindergarten separately from grade school. Um, Here we just called it grade school. No elementary school or middle school. I know it's technically elementary, like it's the same thing, but no one has ever used that word. It's just called grade school, which is first grade to eighth grade, hence why it's called grade school. And I finished grade school at 14, so Mob has to be less than 14, I guess. If it's middle school, is that like sixth, seventh, or eighth grade? Like junior high? Like we called it that. Like it was grade school, first through eighth, but junior high was like at our school, you moved up to the second floor. Like first through fifth was on the first floor of our school, and then when you got to sixth grade, you moved up to the second floor where all your classes were on the second floor with sixth, seventh, and eighth. So I have no idea. Because then you had high school, which is just like here you go by freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, so no secondary school name. So I'm gonna guess he has to be under 14. So Arataka is taking advantage of and conning a goddamn teenager, for crying out loud. Does this man like have no shame whatsoever? Apparently not. Making a minor work for cheap wages, SMH. Also, Mob apparently fucking sucks at math. Dude only knows addition? Like, bruh, man's better hope this superpower stuff takes off and brings in the dough, or start robbing banks with it because he is a dumbass. There ain't nothing much worse than getting the answer wrong in math class, or even worse, not even knowing how to answer the question in the first place. Like when the teacher calls on you and you have to go to the board and work out the problem and you have no idea what you're doing, embarrassment in its highest form as a kid. But on the flip side, no bigger ego boost, nothing competes. No bigger ego boost and metaphorical two hands up, double flipping off the teacher and every other kid in your class than when you're learning something new that you already know how to do and you go up to the board to work out the problem and the teacher thinks you're going to need help and the other kids think you're going to fuck up, but you write it all out and get the right answer in like 10 seconds. Wow. What a high. Feeling like $1,000,000, walking back to your seat, first time learning area, volume, or y equals mx plus b in grade school and showing everybody who's better. The adrenaline rush, the ego. 12-year-olds shouldn't have that much of an ego boost or have that power at their disposal. But I digress. Let's get back on track here. Okay. So, after school, Mob wants a big job to repair his dignity after such a bad time at school. So Arataka and him go to Onedo Tunnel over on some old abandoned highway. Even though the tunnel has been closed for a very long time, people keep disappearing. Supposedly, a long time ago, a biker gang went into the tunnel. Somehow, there was a lone banana peel on the road. One of the guys ran over and went full Mario Kart style crashing, causing everybody else to crash, and they all died in a fire explosion. Not much else in terms of humiliating deaths. All because of a banana. Interesting that there aren't just spirits or beings, but also energies as well, since Arataka said their hatred is probably swirling around in the tunnel. So, can this hatred be felt, absorbed, influence a person? Like we saw already by this point in the show, and know by now, the explosion meter of Mob, it's at like 25% by this point and ends at 27% by the end of the episode. So does the hatred or do certain things cause this percentage to increase or decrease? And are all psychics predisposed to this exploding whatever thing? I don't know. But Mob doesn't enter the tunnel with Arataka at first because, again, he's under this impression he is a student under a master psychic. Arataka shouldn't have anything to worry about on his own. But Arataka has him come with him, and Mob comments that he can feel something emanating from the tunnel. He can sense the presence of spirits surrounding them, and they're most likely about to be attacked, albeit saying all of this with the most straight face you can have, which is equally as disconcerting as it would also be comforting, maybe. However you want to think like that. Arataka is, of course, the one who actually manages to run into the big biker boss of the biker gang. Kind of like how Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are always the ones to bump into the villain. The guy who can't do anything against him. Not Mob, who would end him instantly, but the guy who, again, his only move is to attack the boss with salt that doesn't even do anything. Mob, of course, got to save him, protects Arataka from the boss's attack, like the good student he is. which, funnily enough, indirectly makes it appear as though Arataka really does have powers because the boss can't see Mob yet, so the boss thinks that Arataka did that. Then you see Mob come and start to melt and destroy the boss, which again I have to say the scene has such dope animations with this art style, man. I can't get over it. I've like mentioned it like 5 times now how much I like this art style. Um the boss is melting. The boss begs Mob to stop, exclaiming that he and his gang were only attacking people because they were forced to. So Mob stops like just before he's completely destroyed, leaving the boss looking like a little cute little raindrop. Like you almost want him to keep him as like a little pet, but that would be cruel because he shouldn't be here on this planet on this earth anymore. Um, the boss, now that he's all weak and on their side, reveals there is a much older spirit further down in a tunnel who is the one responsible for all the deaths. Arataka thinks he's BSing the two of them, but Mob starts walking deeper into the tunnel because since he's the psychic, he can feel the unsettling aura around them despite the fact he's already defeated the boss. So if the biker boss was the only one present, that unsettling aura would have disappeared, but the fact that it's still surrounding them and still the energy still there that he can sense, he knows that the boss has to be telling the truth. So the boss tells Arataka to tell Mob to come back because there's like no way Mob can possibly defeat the spirit. It's way too powerful. Nobody, it seems, really understands how powerful Mob is, even Arataka, because he starts telling Mob to come back too. Like if he knew he can handle it, he would send him. Um, Mob encounters the spirit, some gross, giant Jabba the Hutt looking ass spirit who eats Mob whole, but Mob triggers his supernatural powers inside his mouth and melts the spirit from the inside out, which was badass. Obviously, this stuns the little boss spirit because if anyone's gonna know how powerful a spirit is, it's gonna be another spirit, and therefore how powerful someone has to be in order to defeat that spirit. So Mob returns saying the spirit really wasn't all that powerful, actually. And he also returns with a photo of the biker gang he found on the floor that was just, simply lost to time and gives it to the spirit. And I was actually surprised, like, how strangely emotional this little part was right here. Like, handing the photo to the spirit, seeing himself and his friends together and happy in the past, back when they were alive. The spirit starts to cry and seems to completely let go of this world and his hatred in it, and is finally able to pass on to the next realm. It was very strangely emotional. Like, I actually felt for that shit, like the entire episode was comic relief, lighthearted, some laughs, nothing too serious. And then the ending is just a little heartfelt moment out of nowhere I wasn't expecting that made me kind of sad and happy at the same time. Seeing that cute little blue spirit crying and happy to move on from this life to the next with his friends um was like, damn, okay, we got layers to this shit. Um and then after that, it's just like Arataka is just getting annoying already. Like for the third time now, Mob asks Arataka why he didn't do a single thing back in the tunnel, to which he says the same thing as last time. He leaves the weak spirits to the student to learn. Give the weak spirits to Mob. It's which is complicated because like if Mob is so immensely powerful, wouldn't every spirit technically be weak by comparison? So Arataka will always be able to use that line. Um, but yeah, after that the episode ends, but it's kind of cool. The episode winds down and settles to a calm at the end. Whole episode is a roller coaster riding on mostly a high, but instead of the episode just ending in a hard black screen, like how most shows do, they instead bring you back to Earth with some chill dialogue, set up the next episode as well. I don't know if every episode is like that obviously, but it was nice in this episode, and that would actually be a cool little creative way to end each episode. So, yeah, first episode under the belt. I'm excited to bring another series to the channel, especially one I enjoyed in my blind first experience. Like if I didn't enjoy the episode or thought, oh man, I'm not going to like this series, I would like the only two scenarios would be I would either be uploading a Let's Watch series I don't like, which is disingenuine, and I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. Or this recording would have been a waste. And I could have done anything else with my time, like recording a Hunter x Hunter episode. So now I'm going to try to balance 2 shows at once. I think that's how it's going to go from now on. 2 shows is a healthy amount for now. Like the max I'll do. I'll have my long series alongside a short series. So Hunter x Hunter is my very long series. So while I'm doing that, I'll queue up the shorter shows like Mob Psycho, Death Note, and what other ones are kind of shorter, and then get those out. And then like one day when I finish Hunter x Hunter, I'll start a new long series like My Hero Academia or I don't know what else. I don't know how many episodes is like um what's that alchemy one, the Brotherhood one? Chem Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. I'm stupid, okay? I'm completely new to this, okay? So, yeah, that's how I think it's gonna go, so I'm excited. So that's all I have for the discussion today. If you enjoyed the video, leaving a like to let me know is awesome, of course. And if you want to keep up with all future content, be sure to subscribe to stay in the loop for these 2 Let's Watch series. Please keep the conversation going down in the comments so I can connect to you more and build this community. I love talking to y'all. That's the most important thing to me. Follow me on Instagram, where I post my photography and a more personal side if you want to. That would be cool. Having said all that, and with that said, so long, farewell, until next time, be happy, thank you, and I hope you have a good one. Peace.